Hey, I'm Liv Phyland and this is the Assuria podcast channel. In this series, What I Wish I Knew, we are diving into the art of being your own boss without becoming your worst employee. Now, if work-life balance looks like checking your emails at 11 p.m. while binge watching your favourite show, there might be a few tips for you. Let's jump into it. Jason from BrandQuest, so happy to have you back on the show. I'd love to talk to you about being your own boss. Now, what are the pros and the cons?
What are the pros and the cons? Wow. Well, the pros is that you don't have somebody telling you what to do, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's really, really important. I think a lot of people, when you get in a working environment, they work their way up, but then there's always something that really nags at them. And if it nags too much, they end up leaving. And that's and I think when you're your own boss, the only person nagging at you is your own head. So I think that's really, really important. And I think, but seriously, the most important part, I think, about being your own boss is you have control of time. You, even though people will say that you have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and start work and finish at whatever time you want to finish at, you're your own boss. If you decide that you worked late at night and you're best at working at late at night and you've done or you might have done a call to the US, you can sleep in.
You
can structure your day.
Yeah.
It's so important that you have control of that, and you don't have to listen to everybody else because you're running your own show. And I think that's the most important thing about being your own boss. Of course, the negative to all that is,
I would say both of those things. The pros that nobody tells you what to do, and the con is no one's telling me what to do. The pros is having all this time and being flexible, and the cons, I'm like, what do I do with all this time? How do I have some structure? And I would say that took me a good 2 years of going into the freelance world and starting my own business, of saying, how do I put some boundaries in place and some management into my time, because it is just all over the shop. So it's funny that they are pros, but do you also believe that they can represent some cons for some people?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you've got to be motivated, but I really think it's so important to be like it's hard to do, especially if you come from a 9-to-5 workplace, but sometimes it's not busy all the time. I think one of the biggest learnings I had was that, it can be really, really busy at sometimes, like ridiculously busy, and then sometimes it's not. And I think experience tells you that you need to enjoy both. Yeah. And that's what's really, really important.
Almost embracing that downtime, because
it's going to come again.
You can kind of reboot your energy and play into that and use that time as really productive rest, so that you can kind of soar when things do start moving.
Absolutely. And you can always second guess yourself. You can start thinking about things and you can start making things bigger than what they are. But sometimes you just need to take a break. Sometimes you need to take, and that break might only be an hour during the day, but go for a walk or do something that's for you, and you have that control.
I know this is something I experience, and I was curious as to whether you do, but that guilt of feeling like you always need to be working or not taking that time, or when things are going a bit slower, instead of leaning into it so that you're ready to launch again. Is it a guilt that comes with self-employment, like you've taken this risk or you need to be working out around the clock? Like, do you ever feel that, or in the early days especially, that you have to be working at all times and pushing so that you have the greatest chance of success?
I think it's a really good thing to have that guilt, because I think it does push you along. I just think that you come to have this idea about, well, how do you know what I'm doing is actually going to be productive? Yes. There's this kind of like this tension, like, do I put the time in, or or do I not put the time in? But I think successful entrepreneurs, obviously they push it. They keep on finding new ways. They keep on, I suppose, with everything when it comes to a business, it's about the funnel. It's about how much work you've got coming in, and it's always trying this constant push to fill the funnel, so there's more and more work, more and more activity that you're going to be able to do. So there is that you need to have that tension there, but it's a tension, and I think it's a healthy tension if you understand that, and that's kind of the what we're talking about here.
It can be constructive, And then sometimes reading when it's going to be destructive, which often leads to burnout for a lot of people, or not regrouping at all, just on this hamster wheel, just going and going and going. So I think, you're right. It is really good to have that pressure on yourself a little bit to self-motivate when you have all the time in the world to work with, but it also is knowing when it's been destructive. So something that we've kind of touched on is like this feast and famine notion that comes with self-employment. Sometimes we're thriving, sometimes we're not. It's just very uncertain. So how have you, or like what are your strategies to kind of deal with those ebbs and flows?
The ebbs and flows, I mean, I think one of the things, and we've just touched on it, I'll just go a little bit off tangent here for a second, is that when you start your own thing, if you know that you're doing something right is if you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the things that a mentor taught me right at the beginning is you need three things in a business when you start by yourself, or when you're starting in any business. And that is that you've got to be able to learn, you've got to be able to make money, and you've got to have fun.
Okay.
And then he said, to keep doing what you're doing, you only need two. So you can either have learning and making money, or you can learn and have fun, or you can have fun and make money. But there is always something, there's always that trade-off. And I think one of the things about business is if you love what you do, if it's fun to do, then some of the things about how much time you put into it, if you can't tell the difference between working and what's fun, that's the kind of trade-off that you have. And if you love what you do, it's kind of pulling away from that so you can make sure that you don't give up on all the other things, friends, family, and all your other commitments. So it's kind of, that's the tension that I think you've got to play with, and you've got to make sure that that you're not, that you're still healthy and you're still getting sleep and you're still doing all those things, but it can take over, and that's the bit that takes over when you're having so much fun that you don't realize the difference, and that's where things you need to take a step back, go on holidays and so forth.
I've heard people say to entrepreneurs that are really obsessed with what they do and they work around the clock, and someone goes, you just need to take some time to go and have some fun, and they're like, this is fun, what do you mean? And it's just, they can't work out how someone else can't see that they're having the time of their life, but for us it just looks like they're working themselves into the ground. So again, sort of being careful that it doesn't end up in burnout, but at the same time, when you are that deeply passionate and excited and love what you do, it's the fuel that you need for self-motivation.
I always take one day off where I don't use any, there's
fully
one day fully switch off. I think holidays do that. And I think one of the things that is a big learning is that when you do switch off, you're actually gaining, right? And so you have to be able to let your mind, whatever you're working on, chew, and there's stuff going on in the background, and you need to let that happen.
I like that you said the word, you take one day off, almost that notion of scheduling it in, schedule it in so that you don't reach that burnout, So, and I suppose that's a boundary of being this is when this holiday is going to be, or every Sunday we're turning our phones off or whatever, having that structure in place so it supports you before you actually need it. So the last question I wanted to ask you is, what are your top strategies for time management, being your own boss?
Time management. My biggest strategy, and I don't know if this works for everybody, but this is my biggest strategy. There are always things that people tell you that, the different ways to take on tasks that look like they're really, really daunting and they're a long way out. And, there's always that adage, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? That's how you start this process. But the bit that I think is really important is I try to look out and see what is going to be the one thing in there, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's going to have the longest lead time. So it's not the thing that you like the best or the thing you don't like the best. It's the thing that's going to have the longest lead time. Get onto that first, because that's the things that are going to hold you up from launching, or that's the thing that's going to take something's going to go astray. And that might be all different things. It might be, let's just say you need to print labels for a bottle, or you need to do something like that, then that takes 3 or 4 weeks. If you don't get onto that now, today, it's going to take 3 or 4 more weeks from that point. And that's what I think the bit I would be saying about time management. Find the thing that's got the longest lead time and get onto that straight away.
which is so often the things that you don't want to do the most.
But it's going to stop you.
They're going to move the needle the most.
It's going to move the needle the most, and if you don't get onto that now, and now with ChatGPT and all of these AI, get it to help you do that stuff, and it goes away. And so therefore you're on top of the things. You're managing the things that are going to be the things that are going to hold you up right now, and allows you to focus on what the things you like as you get closer to the date of your launch or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Well, there are a few strategies there that I'll be putting in my pocket. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing your tips.
Thank you.
Now, if you guys want to find out more about Assuria and the Workforce Australia Self-Employment Assistance Program, check the show notes or head to asuria.com.au/podcast.
This podcast was recorded on Gadigal land. We acknowledge the First Peoples of Australia and pay respect to elders past and present. We honour their ongoing connection to land, waters, culture and community, and extend that respect to any First Nations peoples listening today.